Hi everyone, my name is Leigh-Anne Williams from Good Hope FM, the morning show to be exact, every single weekday morning from 9 to 12. It is so good to be with you. Last week we started an amazing conversation with regards to young businesses and those who have started side hustles. And I am so proud to be involved with this campaign because this Youth Month, ABSA, is celebrating youth, but they are also doing something so much bigger. They are backing youth-owned SMEs to grow. Now, ABSA wants to revive and regrow youth-owned businesses, and they are committed to backing 100 youth-owned entrepreneurs around the country. So we're talking things like savings, money management, investing in the youth, and it's a conversation that we need to be having. So if you've joined us, you're probably connecting via Good Hope FM's Facebook page, hello and welcome, or maybe you're on YouTube, hello and welcome to you, or maybe you are in the brand new Good Hope FM app, welcome to you as well. I'm very excited because today I'm speaking to the directors of a company called Amphora Beauty Salon and Training. I've got the directors here with me. Their entrepreneurship journey has lasted 7 years long, but they've been friends for 21 years. And they have built an environment that helps build each individual that they come into contact with by focusing on their strengths so they can grow together and achieve a common goal. I would like to welcome directors Nicole Adams, Michelle Hill. Hello, ladies.
Leigh-Anne. Hello.
So good to have you on our
so much.
webinar. We actually just had a conversation on Good Hope FM, and it's nice to be able to continue that conversation. But for our guests that are joining us now for the first time, do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourselves and how Amphora Beauty came to be?
Okay, so basically we reside in Kells River. Both of us live in Kells River as well.
Yes,
and
the house.
northern suburbs. So we've been operating for 7 years. It doesn't even feel that way because time just goes, and you just like staying with the times, guys, basically. And then we've been, like you mentioned, we've been friends for 21 years. And Michelle can go into how
So
we
we
came to
both
be.
ended up in the industry somehow, and we decided let's try this joint venture. And as friends, everybody advises don't go into business with friends, don't go into business with family. They're going to take advantage or steal from you. But then we decided to do a joint venture where everything was still separate. Then after 3 months, we figured out, no, we have each other's back. We love each other. We're not going to take advantage at all. And then we decided, let's do this. And then we started the business.
I love it. What is the key to starting a business with a friend? Because like you said, that's usually what people dissuade you from. They're like, do not go into business with family, do not go into business with friends. But you've clearly made it work.
And for me, it was, I know it's very cliche and very common, communication is key.
Yes.
But what we found was communication and understanding. So you can say everything you need to say, but it doesn't mean the other person understands you. If you have a common goal in mind and reinforce that goal, it's like if we know we want to slice the bread. Do you want to slice the bread? Do I want to slice the bread? So if that's the common goal, let's slice the bread together. Are you going to hold the knife? Am I going to put on the peanut butter? Or what? You know? So I think that was important for us, and we elaborated that to each other. We reinforced that with each other. And it actually strengthened our friendship because we are polar opposites. Like, very opposite. And together, in business, we seem like we are the same, but we're not.
Wow,
So
I love that.
That's intense.
I love the slice the bread analogy. Also, I'm hungry, so we need to move along swiftly. Let's talk about the name Amphora Beauty, because I'm always fascinated to know. I often feel like a name symbolizes what the individuals are about and also what the business is going to be about. So what does Amphora Beauty stand for?
I think I also wanted to separate the name from us as individuals. And so finding a name that encompassed the industry as well as I could at the time. I was first a sole proprietor before joining with Michelle. And it meant, in Greece, it means a vase that holds sacred wines and oils.
Oh, wow.
And the oils pertain to massages and the beauty industry.
Stunning.
And then someone brought it to my attention, like, does it mean because it has two different style handles that it represents the differences between the two of you.
Oh, cool.
And then I was like, you know what? In my honesty, I can't just say that's the meaning. So today you know both meanings, and now we've taken on the new meaning to mean that the vase had brought the two different people together and made it
I love that. I absolutely love that. It's so beautiful. Just as you grow, you'll attach different meanings to something that you maybe didn't realize could potentially mean that as well.
Exactly.
So that's wonderful. You were mentioning, Nicole, that before this you were a sole proprietor. You probably, had your own kind of 9-to-5 set work life that you had, and so did you as well, Michelle. What did you learn about yourself before stepping into this partnership with each other?
So
I'd like to say, before, in our industry, it's never 9 to 5.
Yeah.
In beauty and hair, you work non-stop. You grind. You don't really take off because it's commission based. You don't really get lunch. You eat when you can.
Yeah.
it's not encouraged.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for us, when we did start together, it was because we wanted to create more of a 9 to 5 kind of beauty industry.
Yeah.
More work-life balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that cutthroat, fast pace, just giving up a lot and making the sacrifices to not in the beginning to make a success of yourself, but to sustain
Just
your
sustain,
lifestyle.
yeah.
And then what lifestyle are you sustaining if you are working
24/7.
all the time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful
So
stuff.
not 9 to 5
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And we're still a 9 to 6 at the moment, but weekend works, and it applies to retail, hospitality, and all the events-based industries as well.
Yeah.
So more to encourage people to protect their sanity and know what it is you're willing to sacrifice, and it only needs to be for a short period. You don't have to do it indefinitely. Do it for that transition period. Do it for that time where you're trying to make a change. Once that change takes effect, relax a bit and then go at it again.
Awesome. Well, if you've
Otherwise,
just
it's a
joined us,
burnout.
we are wrapping up Youth Month with ABSA, as ABSA is celebrating youth, but not just celebrating youth. They're doing something so much bigger. They are backing youth-owned SMEs to grow and committing to backing over 100 youth-owned entrepreneurs around the country. And if you are a youth-owned business and you've got that side hustle, you know how much support means, especially after the last 2 years that we have all come through. That's why we've got our experts right now, Nicole Adams and Michelle Hill, directors of Amphora Beauty Salon and Training. I know they won't see themselves as experts, but you know what? I see anybody that can survive after a pandemic, like hero. You are a legend.
I actually agree.
Absolutely loving it. So I want to talk about some of the biggest myths and misconceptions around starting a business, because I think there are a lot of people that have the best ideas ever and they think, I'm just going to go in there, I'm just going to sell my products and cha-ching, I'm going to be rich. What are some of the biggest myths?
That's definitely one. People think you're going to be rich.
Yeah.
People think you are rich. People
Yeah.
think you can just, this is what you got from the business, this is what you got from the business. I need to start a business because she has all of those.
Yeah.
They don't think it came from a long time of maybe saving or working towards
Or being
goals,
strategic.
being
Yeah.
strategic, things like that.
And then the other misconception is flexible hours. So they're like, oh, you can take off, but I have a 2-year-old daughter, and she's been for probably 10 doctor's visits, and I've only been there for 3.
Oh, wow.
So it's one of those things that at the back end you are, making the sacrifices that not a lot of people need to make when they work for an employer. And so we try our best to maintain that focus.
Absolutely. Well, if you have any questions or comments for Nicole and Michelle, you are very, very welcome to send that through. Llewellyn Brown is sending things about National Pools Championships. That's making our youth proud. Thank you so much. But if you are ready to send the ladies any questions pertaining to starting a business, you are very welcome to do that. Norm VIP says, well done, Nikki Turin and Michelle Hill with a heart. A lot of people very, very proud of you. Robin Lee Braff saying, guys, yes, just
Sounds
loving
like
you
her.
over there, and a lot of people tuning in right now. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. What are some of the biggest challenges that you have come across in your entrepreneurship journey, starting a business, sustaining the business, keeping it going? What have you felt has been one of the great challenges of your journey so far, Michelle?
So I feel like we had to learn a lot of different aspects to the business, such as HR. We had to learn how to manage our finances. We had to learn how to manage staff. We had to learn about social media. So we had to learn a lot of things that we didn't learn when we were doing our studies.
And learn the depths of the word being compliant. In all of those facets, there's a level of compliancy that you
Sure.
need to reach at a certain level of your business. And so when you get to that level, it's overwhelming to know what you're supposed to know. And when everybody opens their mouth about tax, then I'm just like, can you speak to my accountant, please? Because I don't understand this. I
Yeah.
mean, I forwarded every communication about related to accounting to my accountant to verify those things. And I think when you spoke about support, it's not support monetary only, it's support in advice. It's support from clients. We get a lot of clients advising us for free. And sometimes that's their intellectual property, but we are there to give and, take and just have that good relationship with our clients.
Yeah.
And family members, if it's a chair they gave us, if it's a brush to blow the hair, that is what we appreciated. And it was not just a thank you, it was like, how can we give you now? So it's trade exchange, just trying to hustle basically.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think are the three most important things that you need to start a business? The three fundamental things before you are even trading. What do you need to have in place?
A plan.
A plan is important.
plan,
A
and-
business plan.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of people, what do they say? Failing to plan is planning to fail.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I must say, a lot of people can plan, but they can't do. So I feel like
They don't
plan,
execute the plan.
execute your plan, and if it doesn't work, plan again.
Yeah, and then one of the other key things is follow through. When someone else can plant a seed and you can plant your own seed, but if you don't let it grow and nourish it, it falls by the wayside.
Yeah.
What we've done is we've had seeds being planted, we've planted our own seeds, but there was a lack of following through. And I think we can beat ourselves up about it later on and be like, geez, if we just had to do it back then, we could have been
Yeah.
winning at it now. But
Yeah.
also then another thing is don't beat yourself up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most important things. People don't understand how important a business plan is. It keeps you focused. It keeps you on your path. It keeps you accountable. It helps you know who you're speaking to, who your audience is, so that you're not just all over the place. And sometimes you'll need to adapt it and change it as it goes. But it is important, like you said, planning to fail is, or failing to plan is planning to fail. There we go.
Definitely.
I want to ask you this question. I meet a lot of people every day, especially young people. We are in Youth Month right now. Our WhatsApp line is ablaze with so many questions, ideas that young people have to start businesses with no capital. Is it possible to start a business with no money?
Yes. It depends on what industry you're in. So consulting, when you don't need a lot of resources that cost money, operational cost, it's just your intellectual property that you sell. Whereas with our business, you maybe need a small capital. I started with buying a wax pot and a bed, a plinth. And Michelle, you started off with...
I started with a hairdryer and a flat iron.
Wow, I love
and,
it.
And then it went on to emptying a bank account for
Color.
products.
Tint. To get tint. So I
Yes.
can color everyone's hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of knowing what it is that you want to achieve, and then finding that there is a lack of it sometimes will make a bigger success. But if you are one in a million salons, You just need to find your unique
Yeah.
selling point.
Exactly. And I think also what your story speaks of is don't be afraid to start small.
Yes.
You know,
Definitely,
everybody
definitely.
thinks I'm going to start tomorrow, you know, and then boom, I'm out here, you know, Fortune 500
Exactly.
times, you know, fastest growing business. But
And
you
that-
have to realize that starting small is okay.
But it's
Yes.
looking at other people and how big they are. You looking
Yes.
at them 5 years down their path.
Yeah.
You at your beginning stages.
True story.
So you need to look at your journey. You know.
Powerful stuff. I wanted to ask, the question was in my mind and then it disappeared, but it's all good. I want to go back to the resources you were talking about, having an accountant. You don't have to know how to do everything, but bring in the people who do know how to do things. Get advice, ask questions. I think we also live in a society where people are not always very keen to give away secrets. You ask a question and they want to, you know, play their cards close to their chest.
That's
and
our
this is
pet peeve.
that's what I love about you guys is you're not just Amphora Beauty, you're Amphora Beauty and training.
Yes.
What is the training aspect of what you guys do?
So we conducted over the last 7 years, while we've built a environment and an inviting and welcoming environment to up and coming people in our industry. So there's been a lot of interns that have come our way to complete the hours, and we've just been that yes men, you know, like
Yeah.
yes girl, you can come, yes do your hours, come, let's do this.
Yeah.
And so the training part is to branch out to more external, the underprivileged communities, where we can offer them accessible training that can empower them to make their own money with very little. Yeah.
In a world where people are not keen to share, you know, to share that kind of expertise and that knowledge for fear that you might take my clients or you might, you know, have kind of like my skills that I'm teaching you, why is it so important for you to uplift and empower those who might not have the opportunity to get it for themselves?
Firstly, I feel there's enough people out there.
Yeah.
You don't have to have all the clients.
True story.
And if you're going to be selfish, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not worth it. And why not share what you have to share?
Yeah.
And
love
nothing makes me more happy than to see other people thrive.
Yeah.
Within our company and outside of our company. Just development, like just watching people grow is something that makes me really, it's a very rewarding experience.
Well, I love that. I love that. I think more people need to be like that because I remember being very new in this industry and reaching out to people that were very well established that I'd grown up with, you know, and who were like just, you know, I was just like,
Not giving
wow,
off.
it would have been so nice to have a little bit of assistance back in the day. So I'm very, very proud of what you guys are busy
Thank you very
doing.
much.
We have a question here from Liesel McKenzie who says, how do you manage and balance work and your personal lives?
You don't?
You don't?
You learn through trial and error, and personally, I've always told Michelle, please remember this. You are not special,
Yeah.
but you try your best, and you will lack in certain areas where you're trying to push in others. So no person actually can multitask. We just focus on a lot of things at one time. And so when you prioritize what is important in that moment, then you take control of that moment. But you will look and reflect and say, shit, I shouldn't have,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I should have gone back and think to myself, maybe my daughter needed me more in that moment. And then next time you'll do it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have a good support. We have good support. So all our friends and family that are there understand our working hours and what we need to do to make the salon work. So
Yeah.
they're very understanding.
Yeah.
Listen, the questions are coming through heavy over here. Could you elaborate on your unique selling point? This can include how you make the environment fun.
We serve wine at the salon.
Listen, a little bit of champers when you walk in. I'm there. I'm there.
Red wine, white wine, you name it. So I think it's also like making our team understand that we want to have a more family type environment, and I think it can be very intimidating for customers and for them to come to a salon. Oftentimes I found myself coming into a space, and if the environment wasn't in welcoming and the people weren't approachable, it felt very stiff, like you needed to be wary of what you said, how you said it, and the questions that you asked wasn't going to sound stupid coming from a consumer's point of view. So we do this whole thing where it's like, be approachable and then create a sense of belonging. So our clients have come in there all meek and mild, stiff and prim, and thinking that we were some type of person. And when they get it, they get that click of like, geez, these people like are themselves, you know? And then they relax completely. We've seen some of them do a flip.
Wow.
And they
As in
chat
an
to
actual
each other.
flip, or just a flip in terms of my personality?
Yes.
I was
No,
like,
a flip
"Shoo, it's a
in terms
party."
of personality, becoming from an introvert to becoming extroverted in our
love
space. And that's very like feeling like you're at home when you're at work for us doing the treatment. And we want them not to feel like they're doing something wrong. They're not.
They're
Just enjoy yourself.
We have another question here from Lisa Espen, who says, your salon has a great booking system, which to me speaks of efficiency.
Yes.
How important is efficiency in this day and age?
So for me, I wanted to answer of your questions about this. Today, digitizing your business is superior, honestly. It takes everything to the next level. We are a small business. We can't afford all the staff members that needing to require, like to make operations run smoothly. So you have customer liaison that we don't have the time always to do, answering calls. Now you get these questions about, I would like to book X. And then it goes on for 10 minutes long that you don't actually have, because we have back-to-back bookings. And so the booking system has that self-help component. I don't know if you know, like McDonald's has a self-help component now. And your banking, ABSA, you know, you're doing your online banking through ABSA, buying your electricity. You don't have to leave the house. I mean, 2 o'clock in the morning when you come from the club, you can book your next appointment.
Come on now,
That is
because you're
what
going to
we
need
want.
it.
You know
You're
what
going to
I
be
mean?
rough.
You know what I mean? And you don't need to wait from till 9 o'clock hits for us to respond to your message.
Love.
So digitizing is everything.
Digitizing is everything. One of my questions here that I'm going to amend, it says, what is one of the biggest mistakes that you have made in your journey to getting here? But Rihanna once said, never a mistake, always a lesson. So shall we say, what has been one of the biggest lessons you've learned, mistakes along the way, that you think could potentially help another young entrepreneur to not do the same thing?
We struggled with this question. I can't say we, like you said, it's more lessons.
It's more lessons,
The one thing we must say is when you employ someone, first do a 3-month contract.
Okay. A 90-day kind of,
Because we have
permanency,
such a culture of family. If someone's going to bring a negative aspect to the environment, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And we're very close. We speak about everything. We spend all our time together. So it won't work if that person doesn't fit, I'd say.
I agree with you.
And we've had a few, well, not a few, like we're not running for long enough to have had a lot of employees, but there were a few ones that would have been like, I wish I knew, you know? And then lessons along the way.
Saving also.
Yeah. I mean, due to COVID, a lot of people would have realized later that they needed cash flow. And I think it would have been important if it wasn't for the funding that we received during COVID and the lockdown. I think we wouldn't have also had been able to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How important is it to have a good relationship with money, especially once the money does start rolling in, and being conscientious and not thinking, you know, let's go have lunch on the business account, but everything needs to go to a specific place.
Sure. To be frugal.
I think we save each other a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want the curling iron, and she's like, no, we don't need it. And sometimes she wants new curtains, and I'm like, no, we don't need it.
Yeah.
So in that sense, we do help each other a lot, and the accountant also.
Okay.
She advises really well.
Yeah, and I think like with our partnership, starting from a very initial question that you answered, I was a sole proprietor, and I don't think I was as motivated alone. And so where the one lacks, the one gives. And that answers also ties into what Michelle just answered now. So with regards to having a healthy relationship with money, it's about knowing that you are not really, well, no one's going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
If you can't get that thing.
Yeah.
And building a environment that we do with our clients, they're very understanding. I mean, if you see the salon from the outside, you don't know it's a salon.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of imperfections. There's a lot of things that aren't fixed. There's a lot of things that we learn on the go. It's a sink or swim situation. During load shedding, the leads are running wild. You know, it could be through the roof, but it's not.
Yeah.
So in that sense, some of our tools are outdated. Some of our lash tweezers are crimped.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's about the results. And when it comes to what we spend on, we try and just be very strategic about what we need versus what we want.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And as we close off our webinar for today, you both have been so amazing and such great resources. And I can just see from what we've seen online so far, so many people jumping in on the conversation. Badranisa Lee says, I've been a client of yours for about 4 years. I'm so proud of these ladies, best in the business. They are open to suggestions and constructive criticism. Well done, ladies. And I think that that's so important. Constructive criticism / critiquing, I think, is something that not a lot of people are comfortable with taking. You know, I always say offense is a choice, and so you choose to take offense, or you can use it as an opportunity to learn and grow from the experience. How important is that? And also, is the customer always right?
No. Never. Okay, not never. No,
Never.
they're not always right.
Not always, yeah.
So we basically do an assessment. It's ties in with conflict management and also just getting two sides of the story and giving enough explanation or kind of working the client through our protocol of dealing with a situation. And then at the end of the day, if they are, we give it to them and they know it. Everybody that has followed us and been a client of us knows that our after service, we pride ourselves on a really good after service, because what happens in the moment you can't change.
Yeah.
So what you do after the fact, we try our best. Again, small to medium enterprises, we don't have a lot of this department, a complaints department, and we don't have call centers taking our calls and things like that. So we need to make do with what we can, and when we can make up for something, we will. So I don't know, I can't remember now what my train of thought was, but I hope I answered.
No, you did.
the
You
question,
absolutely did. So I really appreciate that. And I appreciate your time. I remember thinking, oh, we've got 30 minutes for this, you know, and now 30 minutes has come and gone, and it's
Wow, it went
gone
so
so quickly. But I want to say thank you so much for lending your time and your expertise to the many young people I know who are so, I think, maybe disillusioned from the last 2 years. I can't imagine what it must be to be a young person trying to make their way in very uncertain times. But we do know that there is hope, and you
Yes.
are indicative of that hope. You've survived, your business has thrived, and I know that you will continue to do so because people speak so well of you, so highly of you. When I was looking for people for this feature, everybody said, these are your girls. So
Nice.
your name has gone before you, and I think that that's probably one of the best marketing
Tools.
tools. You know, you don't
When
need a
your
pamphlet,
reputation
you
precedes
don't
you.
need an Instagram page, you need relationship marketing. You need the next time I bump into someone and I say, who can I go to? They're like, Nicole and Michelle, they are the bomb. You didn't pay for it.
No.
You were just amazing at what you did.
Oh,
And that
thank
is what
you.
it comes down to.
I'd just like to say thank you to ABSA for this opportunity. Really, that is the type of support that we were talking about earlier that we do need. We'd like to thank our wide client base for the ongoing support. I don't want to get emotional, but they've really weathered the storm with us. And the last thing, our staff. The staff that have come and gone, that have made a success of themselves after and during. And thank you to our manager, Candace Peters. And then to everybody else, and Bess for recommending us as well.
Of
So really, thank you to you guys as well for the platform.
It's such a
It's
pleasure.
really been amazing. I didn't know she was
Michelle,
going to
you
do
are
this.
just. Any last words from you, Michelle, as you sniffle away here? We didn't plan this. We didn't plan this.
No.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Nikki.
Oh, thank you. You too.
I don't think I would have been able to do it without you.
Yeah, even me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Love it. Love it. 21 years. Huh? Find
No,
yourself.
definitely.
Find yourself a good friend. And if you are going to go into business, I think like what you said, communication is so important. I always say communication is the road on which healthy relationships travel. So communicate, communicate, communicate. Thank you,
Support
ladies.
and uplift.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for what you're doing at Amphora Beauty and Training. It's not just about the beauty aspect. They're also about the empowerment and upliftment aspect. And that's what I love the most. They're leaving a legacy and helping you out there to grow and empower yourself as well. So go check them out on the Instagram handles. What is your Instagram handle?
Amphora at Beauty. No, it's Amphora Beauty Salon.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Go check the amazing things out that they're doing. And who knows, next year you could be sitting where they're sitting and chatting to me about your business and everything that you have endured to get to where you are today. My name's Leigh-Anne Williams. This has been our Youth Month Finance feature. I really hope that you found some treasures in here for you. You can check it out on the Good Up FM app. It's going to be on Good Up FM's Facebook page. It's on YouTube as well. Keep it locked to the morning show. We have amazing finance features as well because we want to empower you. We want you to become amazing at anything and everything that you put your mind to. That's Good Up FM's mandate as well. And we'll see you very, very soon. From all of us, myself, Leigh-Anne, Michelle, and Nicole, ciao, everyone. And Q as well for this amazing webinar. He's the man at the back making sure everything happens. Yeah. Ciao.
Woohoo.